Hello, people. Today I am going to help you get the best tarot reading you can receive. Okay, there are many tips to getting a good reading, not just giving a good reading. So, hopefully, some of my knowledge that I have gained through the years as a professional tarot reader. I do over the phone readings, I do in person, I do a lot of parties. I live in a university town. I give a lot of events I do at the university. So I've got lots and lots of experience here. And so let's get to the good stuff. How you get the best reading. For one, you have to go in positive that you are going to get the info you need. Okay, a lot of people will come to me, they're just sitting there like a bump on a log, refusing to blink or smile or talk. And it's very hard to read somebody when they are purposely closing down their energy that is changing or shifting their aura. It does make it a lot more complicated. So you've got to go in that, believing, having faith, you are going to get what you truly need. You must go in also with an intent, okay? A lot of people just say, oh, just give me a general reading. And I do understand that. Sometimes we don't really know the answer we're looking for. But if that's the truth, simply tell your reader, I was drawn, I'm not really sure why. Because the more open you are, the more honest you are, the deeper the reading is going to be. That's another big thing is people come in and they don't want to talk. They don't want to say anything. They don't want to blink an eye. And there are so many meanings to the cards that if we have a little bit of info, so we know a little bit about you, a little bit of what you're looking for, it's going to be a lot easier to pinpoint exactly what the cards are trying to tell you because there are so many different meanings. So like I said, make sure you go in with intent, go in with faith, and go in not being afraid to talk. It's okay to tell me a little bit of what's going on. That's going to make a huge difference in your reading. And never be embarrassed. I think the one thing any reader, definitely myself, can tell you is you don't need to be embarrassed. My job is not to judge you. It is to help you get on that right path and to figure out if the path you are on is taking you to a good place or a bad place. So don't be embarrassed. I have heard many, 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 many stories. So there's really nothing you can't tell me that's going to, make me offended or make my draw drop. So another thing is to look at the person who's reading you. Make sure that you feel a connection with them. Like if you're going to a psychic fair or a metaphysical shop, that has more than one reader, make sure you feel that connection. And it can just be a connection as far as looking at one of their cards and thinking, oh, I just like the look of this person. I like the look in their eyes. I like the smile on their face. Okay, make sure you feel some kind of connection. And a lot of people don't do that. They're looking for I'm not really sure what. Sometimes I think they're expecting us to dress like a gypsy and, like it's 1820, and that's just not going to happen. So try to get that connection. When you sit down, kind of feel out the reader also. When they are giving you info, it's perfectly okay, normal and good and fine to ask them, where are you coming up with this info? Because it's good for you to know. Is that what the cards are saying? Is that what your intuition is? Spirit coming through and talking to you? Where exactly is this info coming from? Asking how long the reader has been professionally reading. That is another good thing. You deserve to know that. And I have met people who say, oh, this is my first time ever. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying, what do you feel comfortable with? And people ask me that a lot, and I am not offended. I like to tell them where I get my credentials, how long I've been doing it. When it's somebody in my community, I let them know, these are people I've worked for or companies who hire me every year for certain parties. I like them to know all of that so they're feeling more comfortable in the info I'm going to give them. Another thing, make sure that the reader isn't, picking up that book and trying to find the answers in the book, or that they're not using an excessive amount of oracle cards, because, oracle cards are good and great, but they are mostly for inspiration, okay? It's not deep down advice. It's not going to keep you or get you on the right track. It's just a little bit of affirmation, a little bit of inspiration that is generally used at the end of a tarot reading, just to give you a little more of a good vibe as you walk out the door. Or if somebody comes in with me and they are someone who is very quiet, not wanting to talk, looking embarrassed, a little bit nervous, sometimes I will start with the oracle just to give them that little bit of inspiration before we get started. But it is important to make sure that that reader is not looking up the meanings to those tarot cards out of a book in the middle of giving you a reading, okay? That is not a reading, because those books might give them those 5 key words, but it's not going to have any help whatsoever with all of the combinations. And remember, the combinations are the most important part. That's kind of what makes up the reading. So that's something important to look for. And also to have fun with it. Don't forget to have fun. Yeah, there's emotional moments in a lot of readings, but there can also be some fun. It's your life. It's got to have a little bit of fun in it, because we're helping you fix your life. So make sure, you want a reader who's a little bit laid back. A lot of people say that I'm very blunt in my readings, and I am, but I also try to make them fun. But I have to be blunt, because I can't just sugarcoat the words so that my client likes them. That's not going to be a true reading either. You need someone that is going to be honest even when it hurts, someone that's going to, help you laugh when it's hurting. That's going to be a fun part of a reading. And, sometimes people come to us and they are using their last dollar to get this bit of advice. And so that's why it's very important to me that you guys get the best reading, because I have been there, done that. When you feel like your whole life is falling apart and you just need an answer, sometimes you don't even know what the damn question is. And so it is important that you guys get the best reading. So remember, ask who this reader works for. If they work in a metaphysical store, if they do a lot of parties, if they do anything for anybody in the community that you might be able to contact, because you want to make sure you are getting the best reading. With this day and age, so many scammers. I just want you guys to be careful. So I hope you guys have a great next tarot reading. You can always message me. We can get that set up, and have a great day. And don't forget to be the light, guys, not the hate. Be the light.